So, where's the projector? There you go. So Dr. Guevara mentioned a lot about Industry 4.0. In fact, we were together at an innovation event yesterday with DTI, where we heard a lot of speakers, and I was actually one of the panelists together with Gev, on the future of innovation and what ecosystem comes with it. We definitely touch on the terms artificial intelligence, machine learning, block supply chain, and so on. But you know, one of the most read and mentioned terms there is 3D printing. Why? Because 3D printing is where the rubber meets the road. In many ways, 3D printing is an enabler in hard assets, in manufacturing, something that touches our lives today. It doesn't have to wait 5 years from now. Even today, 3D printing can make a big
difference. So in Industry 4.0, which is looking at the future, definitely preparing for it today will give us dividends 5 years and beyond. And in fact, I mentioned the World Economic Forum because one of the things that I'm involved with is with the World Economic Forum Advanced Materials Council. And they invited me about 4 years ago to give a presentation on the future of additive manufacturing. So what is 3D printing? Well, some of you make it synonymous with additive manufacturing. Yes, they're very synonymous, but quite different in that with 3D printing, it's a type of manufacturing, not subtractive, not formative, but additive, meaning you're adding materials, you're adding layers. Moreover, you use digitization, you use computer-aided design to make the design more complex, more robust, and allows you to bring together materials research, which I'm going to emphasize today, and hopefully with the talks tomorrow, that materials is the future. You can 3D print, but without the right materials, it's very hard to match the function or the utility. So you will learn a lot about 3D printing today and hopefully tomorrow. Now, we have here the rendering of the AMCen, the older design. But actually, Engineer Lisa, I like this design more than the new design. Okay? But I think budget-wise, this is what our budget. Okay? Anyway, I'll put it there so you remember the concept is very futuristic. That will be explained, or that will be given an update later by Engineer Lisa. And you'll see it is as modern inside and as functional as it will be when it's finally built. Now, several facts. You should be proud to say that the Philippines is one of the first in the ASEAN countries to have a dedicated additive manufacturing center. Okay? Let's give everybody a round of applause. So this is something you can boast of as a Philippine first. DOST-STII, together with IPDI, MIRDC, and a very key partner is BShare. Because after all, it was the program with BShare that started everything in terms of training and now as a part of the lead. As was mentioned, we can divide basically the center into two parts, Math Dev and Rapid Admatech. And I won't steal the full description on that, except that this center is not just manufacturing demonstration. This is also a material center. Won't you be excited about that material center? Meaning we can start looking at indigenous materials, for making advanced metals and composites that can match the best materials out there. So I want you to remember materials. It's very important that we start early in this process because that will give us a scientific lead in many similar centers that will be established in the future. 3 years, beginning this year, actually the $10 million budget is spread over 3 years. So this is a big budget,
and big scope and quite ambitious. It's a collaboration between industry, academe, and of course government. The agency is based here at DOST. We're going to touch on spheres of aerospace, automotive, biomedical, agriculture, materials. So this is not just for hobbyists, okay? The machines you'll see today are actually small. I've seen